My dear fellow listeners and viewers, today I would like to take this opportunity to clarify some pieces, a few pieces, when it comes to diversity and inclusion. When I talk about diversity and inclusion, I'm talking about equity as well too. Do know that equity is automatically part of it. I know that most of us, think that diversity is, based, just on the, on the color of our skin or ethnicity and so on, because those are the things we see, right? And so some people think that, if they're doing something, they're going to get somebody from every demographic, every culture and so on. And then, that solves, diversity and inclusion, right? And so that's the easy thing. A lot of people tend to do that. A lot of organization will be doing that, by the way. If you go to any organization, in your area, doesn't matter where you live, especially ones that are funded by the government, you will see that they will have people of color there. You'll see they have a woman, a Muslim woman and things of that kind, because they people know how to fool themselves, really, because they cannot fool everybody. But basically diversity, is a whole lot more, and that's one of the reasons why we have decided to, to start, our initiative, diversity and inclusion. Diversity and inclusion has never been new to us, by the way. It's just that we are starting to hammer it, now, because it is, so much needed in the world we live in today. So diversity, apart from the color of our skin, apart from our ethnicity, apart from, our status and all of that, we need to think way beyond, this when it comes to diversity. So, for example, let's say you are at a gathering or at a meeting. Let's say at a meeting, and you have about 10, people in that meeting, right? You want to make sure that you give every individual the opportunity to have a say if they so choose, right? You just can't pinpoint one or two people, and just do things that way, right? That's not being inclusive. So, something to keep in mind. I guess sometimes we tend to kind of, forget all of the, important pieces. And also, when we are doing things, especially when it's funded by public money, people's money, it is important for us to make sure that we are looking beyond and inviting, people from everywhere, because we as individuals, and we tend to do things, based on our, do things kind of, based on the connection we have, based on our own little circle. Everybody tend to have their own little circle, whether that be at the workplace. People have their own little circle. Everybody, has, close friends and all of that. So usually people just reach out to their own circle and they're going to do things. That's not diversity and inclusion. That's not being inclusive. And so if you really want to be inclusive, you have to really be as open as possible, right? And so, another example would be, I might not like certain kind of people, right? But what I'm doing there is that I'm putting my value on somebody else. And so, you have to be able to separate your personal values from your professional values. You have to be able to accept people for who they are. um, and it's not an easy thing to do, and it's more about us really to change, our mindset, to realize and understand that, um, the way we were brought up probably is not the, necessarily, the best way. Accept the fact that there is always room for improvement and so on. One of the things that you can do to make improvement is to kind of look around you, to see the kind of friends you have. Do you have a mixture of friends? Do you hang out with people who are not as educated as you? All of those kinds of things. Are you comfortable sitting and have a meal with, on with somebody who is not at the same level as you? All of those things, we need to take into consideration when we're talking about diversity and inclusion. And so my point here with this video is to realize and understand that diversity is not only about the color of our skin or ethnicity, because those are the easy pieces. If people have something going on, they are going to bring people from, different background and all of that, and they'll think that, okay, they've solved the diversity inclusion problem. They're actually creating the problem there. So I hope that you gain something. I hope that this video here give you something to think about. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. My name is Narine Dat Sookram. Wish you a great today and even better tomorrow. I'll talk to you soon.